Alright, so we're going to go through and look at monitors that suit and fit your Limber really well. There are a couple of many different styles of monitors out there, and there's some when you're wanting to set up for a single monitor that just aren't going to work for this Limber. And so let's go through and look at some of the different features in a monitor. So the first thing that you need to look at is this thing called a VESA mount, and basically it's a square screw mount. You've got 4 screws. They're either 75mm or 100mm apart. And that's what we attach our monitor mount to. So you get these different monitor mounts that we send along, and they sit bang on there, and then that connects you to your Limber. Now the key things to look out for are where do the HDMI cable and the power cable come out of. And so with this one here, this is an LG one. It's quite a kind of a decent 24-inch monitor. You've got your monitor, your VESA mount here. So our mounting system will attach to it like that, and then underneath it you've got HDMI and your power and all of your other external plugs. You can see that we've taken the mounting system here, which it usually sits on the stand, off so that it can sit against this Limber. The issues with this one though is that with the power cord and the HDMI cord coming back, you end up having the cords coming backwards. And if you're wanting to use this, for instance, as a single monitor mount, when you put it against the Limber, that cord has actually got nowhere to go, so it's not going to fit very well, and it's going to cause a few issues. You can get 90-degree HDMI angle brackets or like converters, and that can sometimes help, but if you're wanting to single mount a monitor, this one isn't the best kind. Fine and perfect for double monitor mounting though, and that's what I use this one for. So having 2 of these, because with our system out to the side you've actually got lots of space going backwards, so that's not a problem. The only thing you're really wanting to make sure at that point is that your VESA mount, these 4 points, and your power cord and your HDMI cord are not going to get covered by the circular mount here. If that starts to get in the way, then you've got troubles again. And there's only a few kind of screens. By far, like 90% of monitors are kind of very easily attached to. There's just some weird ones out there. Some companies trying crazy things, and it can sometimes be a bit interesting. So that's a good thing to know. So here's my single monitor mount. I like to use a 27-inch 4K monitor, which is nice and crystal clear. And you can see here all of the power cables, HDMI cables, they come directly out the bottom, so they come that way. And when I'm slotting it up against my Limber, that means that there's heaps of room for those cables to go, and they don't get in the way at all, and I can then hook them around in behind here and get them out of sight, and you don't see the cables at all. It just looks like your monitor is floating in thin air, which is beautiful. There are other monitors as well that have all of that cabling coming out the side, also equally good. It's just that making sure that the cables and the entry points to those cables, the HDMI or the power, are always going laterally to your monitor. As soon as they start coming out this way, purely for the single monitor mount system, you're going to start running into a few issues. But that's, as I said, most of the monitors are made like this. The mounting system on this one is VESA. Everything's majority VESA mounted these days. It's just be aware when you're buying a nice new monitor and try to find those cables that go outwards or downwards.